Alright, what's up, party people? Get my finger out of the way first. Okay, anyway, today is Tuesday, February 18th, 2020. It is about 8:15 a.m. I've been awake since like 3 a.m. Anyway, I waited this long because this is Japan. Yes, I live in Japan. The walls in this dorm room are extremely thin, and I don't believe my neighbors would appreciate me speaking like this at 3 a.m. So anyway, I don't know how else to say this, but it's just I'm just gonna start. Just speak my mind. I live in this town called Ueda Nagano. It's a nice little town. It is. But you may have heard me say this before. It is extremely boring. There is nowhere to go. There is nothing to do. It is extremely boring in this town. But anyway, I'm here as a student. Yeah. I am a Japanese language student in this small town. And those of you who have watched my videos before have always heard me speak of Japan and how I love Japan, and I am going to move to Japan. But I don't believe any of you have ever actually heard me speak of the history behind my love and passion for this country. I don't think I've ever actually spoken about it. So, here we go. I came to this country. I am a student, and this is the purpose behind the whole video. Basically, I stopped going to school. I haven't been to school in over a week. So last night, two of the teachers came by and wanted to talk to me and question why I haven't been to school in over a week. But last night I was pretty drunk, to be honest. It was pretty surprising. I was not expecting them to knock on my door, and that door right there. I was not expecting anybody to knock on my door, but there they were. And it was a bit surprising to me, and And I had to I had to just be honest. I had to be honest. It's just like, you know what? Right now, I'm pretty drunk, and this is not a good time to talk. So I have to go to school later and talk to them. And I thought, okay, I am an INFJ. I don't really do good with talking, especially spontaneously. I need time to prep. I need time to gather my thoughts. I need time to think about what I'm going to say before I say it. I just do. That is what an INFJ does. I need time. You can't just walk up to me, start speaking, and expect me to respond on the spot. I don't do that. I don't function like that. So I am thinking, if I make this video, I can just show them and just watch the video. Because honestly, in all honesty, last night I was pretty drunk, and had I started a conversation with them, I would have been straightforward and not trying to be mean, not trying to be rude, not trying to be disrespectful in any way, shape, or form. I would have been straightforward. I would have probably said something they would have found rude or disrespectful, and me being me, later on I would have thought about it, and no matter how rude or disrespectful they would have found my comments, I would have thought about it, and it would hurt me even more. It would literally hurt me even more, knowing that I said something another person found offensive, and it would hurt me more to know that I said something that hurt another person. That's just the kind of person I am. I don't know about you, but I don't find pleasure in hurting or harming other people. It's not the person I am. Okay? Pause. Alright, so anyway, let's just get started with the story of my love for this country. Anyway, 10 years ago, I was living in Arizona. I was working at this dead-end job. There's no nice way of putting it. It was a dead-end job. I wasn't going to go anywhere. I wasn't going to get promoted. I'm not even going to get into that. I was overlooked for a promotion like 3 different times, but that's a totally different story. I think I actually made a video about that. But anyway, about 10 years ago, I was at this dead end job. One day I was just bored out of my mind. So I decided to pick up a newspaper. And I just start reading through it, right? Then I came across this article. It was interesting to me. All right, mind you, I have a master's degree in cinematography. Okay, so I came across this article, and it was interesting because it was saying how United States television ratings are dropping because people of the United States are watching these foreign television programs. Mind you, I have a master's in cinematography. I'm interested. It was something that struck my curiosity. Right? So the article went on, and the article gave 2 different websites. So it was just like, okay, why not? Why not? You know. So anyway, I got home that night and I logged onto my computer and I went to one of these websites. I was just like, I was curious, you know. So anyway, I logged on, went to the website, and the thing was, it was Korean, Japanese, Chinese, everything. It's just like Thailand, Malaysia. There's all these different kinds of TV shows from foreign countries. And it said recommended for you. It's just like the first time I logged on, and this is recommended. I don't know. So I just clicked on it. Let me see what's recommended. And I start watching. I didn't know it was from South Korea, but I later found out. And I was just watching this show. It was the first real Asian television show I have ever seen in my entire life. Right? And I'm watching. I came to find out the name of the television show was The Flower Boy Next Door, but I didn't know that. Anyway, within the first 5 minutes, I see this person waking up. They were wrapped in a sleeping bag, and they were just like fumbling around and doing whatever. And then I later come to find out who it is. But anyway, her head pops out of the sleeping bag, and it was like she was sleepy, she was groggy. It's like her hair was in a mess, and I thought it was the cutest thing I had ever seen in my entire life. Later, come on to find out it was Park Shin-hee. Her name was, or is, Park Shin-hee. She's an extremely famous actress from South Korea. Anyway, I watched the entire show and I was hooked. I was just like, I have to continue watching these television programs. It's different from the United States in so many ways. Okay, United States television is just boring. It's all the same. It's just not interested. But anyway, hold up, pause. Anyway, sorry about that. The reason I'm pausing is because I'm sitting on my bed. Yeah, this is my bed. And I'm slowly but surely drooping down, and I just gotta adjust myself. But anyway, yeah. On with the story. About a week later, I'm on YouTube and I'm watching this video, and in this video they are talking about, yeah, there you go, this music video. And it was like, okay, what are they talking about? They were talking about this music video about this guy from Japan. It's like, okay. It was a pretty good music video, and I enjoyed the song. It was a very good song. So after that, I enjoyed the song. I still do to this day. Don't ask me what the name of the song is, but I still like the song to this day. So after I heard this song, I was just like, you know what? I started looking up other music from Japan because I did. And then I start hearing this band and I start hearing that band, and it's just like, okay, if you like the, okay, if you YouTube, you understand that YouTube starts recommending things to you based on the things you listen, you watch. YouTube starts saying, hey, if you like this, you might like this. So I'm just like, okay, let's go. Anyway, so fast forward, trying to keep this short. Fast forward, I am watching South Korean television programs, but I am listening to Japanese music. And I met this guy from South Korea. He was this cool guy, bro. He was just cool. This guy was just like the coolest guy ever. Anyway, so we're talking, and like a month passes, and he just states the obvious, because he does. He's like, okay, so you're Puerto Rican. Yes. You live in the United States. Yes. You watch Korean television programs. Yes. But you listen to Japanese music. I was just like, yes. It's just like, he told me straight up, dude, you're crazy. I was just like, okay, what can you do? You love what you love. I don't understand. I don't know. Anyway, after that conversation, maybe about, fuck. Maybe about a year later, I I had to come to a conclusion. It's just like, okay, sorry. One, it's going to be South Korea all the way, or two, it's going to be Japan all the way. It has to be one or the other. It can't be both. So anyway, I started watching. Okay, I started listening to Korean music, and it's just like, you know what? I like Japanese music better. So then I started watching Japanese television programs, and it was just like, okay, I like this, I can watch this. And it all boils down to one thing. I was watching Japanese movies, and then YouTube, being YouTube, recommended this thing. And I was just like, okay, let me watch it. And then I started watching this thing. I didn't know what it was at first. And it's just like, okay, who is this person? Who is that person? You know, you start watching a movie and you get the introduction of the person. Okay, this is the cop. This is the cop's wife. Whatever. Anyway, I start watching this program, and it's just like the people already know each other. They're already having conversations. They're speaking of something I have no understanding of. So I stop, and I come to realize it is a television program. Okay, this is like episode 5 or 6. So I was like, okay, let me start with episode 1, like any normal human would do. So anyway, I start watching this television show, and it was just like one of the most amazing television programs I have ever seen in my entire life. I would recommend it to anyone. And yes, I hate to say it, but it is AKB 48. Okay? If you don't know who AKB 48 is, I don't know. But the name of the television program is Majisuka Gakuen. Alright? Majisuka is the name of the school. Gakuen means school. Anyway, I watched the entire season 1. I watched the entire season 2. By the time season 3 came around, I don't know if you can hear that. At the dorm I'm staying in, there's these two ladies that come. They work here, but you know they clean the kitchen, they clean the bathrooms, the showers. They just do whatever. But anyway, the storage room. You know, storage room. They keep their mops, brooms, buckets, gloves, whatever. Is like literally right outside my door. You probably can't hear them, but I do. And it's just, I love listening to them. It's just, it's like music's my ears. I mean, I just love the sound of them speaking. You know what the best part is? Best part is I'm sleeping right here, and then I wake up and I hear them talking, and it's just like, it's like waking up and hearing angels singing. I don't know. But I like those two ladies, bro. They're cool. I like them. I like them a lot. Anyway, pause. Anyway, long story short, I obviously chose Japan. And I started thinking maybe I should go to Japan. Fast forward, like maybe 2 years later, I was like, you know what? I think I should go to Japan. Anyway, things happened. I moved back to Seattle, and when I was in Seattle, I witnessed this. I don't know, bro. It's just like I didn't know people could think this way. I didn't know people could speak in such a despicable, disgraceful manner. I didn't know. I didn't know people could behave this way. And it's just like I didn't. I would not have believed. Unless I had witnessed it myself, because I witnessed this horrific, disgraceful, it's just this display of anger and hate towards other humans. And a bit of it was directed towards me as well. Because, okay, look, I love Japan. I love Japan. Alright, I like South Korea. Okay, I like China. I like Singapore. I like Malaysia. I like Thailand. And it's just, okay, racism is what I'm talking about. Okay? These people I had the extreme displeasure of knowing were just like these angry, hateful racists. And it was just like, okay, I definitely have to get out of the United States. I definitely have to move to Japan. Okay? So I was just like, I was pretty much doing, I was determined to get out of the United States and move to Japan. So, I couldn't believe what was happening to me. Okay? It's just, I could not believe that people could behave this way. But anyway, I was already trying to learn Japanese, trying to learn how to speak the language. So I was just like, let's just move forward. Okay, long story short, I had this other job that was just another dead end job. Anyway, my last day of employment at this place, I was already looking for another job. For the last day at this company I was with, I was not happy. I was not moving forward. It was just like I was making money, but it was not the kind of money I wanted to make. I was like saving $100 a month. And it's just like, okay, if I want to move to Japan, I gotta make more money. So I started looking for another job. And then, I was gonna get ready to quit, basically. But, it's funny because, my last day working at that place, I spent like the past 2 or 3 hours looking for another job, getting ready to quit. And then just before my shift ends, the general manager and human resources comes in and they want to talk to me. I was like, okay. And guess what? I got fired. It was just like, are you serious? And it was just like, okay. I'm looking to quit to find another job, and you actually help me. You give me a push out the door and say you're fired? Okay, I'll take it. It was like the funniest thing ever. Oh man, and I knew exactly where to go. I knew exactly where to apply. I applied for this job as a security guard. And I knew I was going to get the job. It was pretty much guaranteed. And I knew I had the potential to make money at this job. You have to put in a lot of hours, but you can pretty much make as much money as you want. So I start working for this company, right? And for the first 7 months, I was working for this company. I was working, literally, I am not lying to you, I was working 10 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's just, my mind was focused on one thing only: move to Japan. So like in the first 7 months, I had like maybe 5 days off. Literally working 10 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay? 5 days off. 5 days off in 7 months. Okay? After that, I was transferred to a different location. Okay, mind you, I was still working 7 days a week. But now, things are a little bit different. Okay? I was working 8 hours. I was working 10 hours. I was working 12 hours. I was working 16 hours. It's just, for the next year and a half, all right, I was working 7 days a week, 8, 10, 12, 16-hour shifts. I was working 16-hour shifts, like 2, 3, 4 days a week. I was just hustling. I was working, buddy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I worked 16 hours a day, 2 weeks straight, nonstop. I was wake up, go to work, put in my 16 hours, get off work, go home, eat, shower, sleep, get up, and just do it all over again. I was just, dude, my paychecks were beautiful. I gotta say it. My paychecks were looking beautiful and I loved it. All to get to Japan. Alright? Then I was already communicating back and forth with my gaijinpot.com person, and it was just like, okay, let's go. I had to put in, you know, a visa photo. I have to put in all this kind of stuff, and I was just sending him information and just emailing back and forth, back and forth. We were emailing each other back and forth like over a year. And it's just like, okay. He had told me at one point, I need at least $20,000. If you want to move to Japan, get a student visa, you have to have at least $20,000 in your bank account. Okay, it's not gonna happen. So that I knew this beforehand. Okay, I'm just trying to cut it short. That's why I was working so hard for the past 2 years. I had to have at least $20,000 in my bank account. And I did it. I did it. I finally had over $20,000 in my bank account. I could pay for the school. I can pay for this room I'm staying in right now. And have plenty of money left over for food, expenses, things like that. You know? And then something happened. It's just like Monogatari. Monogatari is Japanese for the story of my life. I think I'm going to put that right here. Right there. I'm going to write that right there. Okay. See that? Let me show you my flag. See that? That says I'm not alone. See that? Doesn't necessarily mean lonely by any means, but it just means alone. Okay, I'm not finished with it. I still have to write something right here in the middle. Right here. I'm not finished. I'm not finished with this flag by far. But I think I will write Monogatari right here. I think I'll do it. Where was I? Oh yeah, the story of my life. Anyway, I've been talking back and forth with my Gaijin Pot person. Let's just say person. Okay, we were working on a 1-year visa because I wanted to move to Japan for like 1 year. And he comes up and he says, you know what, we have a problem. And it's like, okay, what's the problem? He's like, immigrations wants JLPT N5 or 150 hours at an ISI approved school. It's like, okay. I want to move to Japan, be a Japanese student, learning the language, but you already want me to have a JLPT N5. Okay, for those of you who don't know, JLPT is Japanese Language Proficiency Test. Okay, 5 being the lowest. Then you have 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'll get into further details of that later. This video is going to be long enough. I don't need to make it any longer than it has to be. But anyway, I come to Japan. Oh, the guy told me, you can come to Japan, stay 3 months. You're going to have to leave Japan and then come back to Japan and study another 3 months. That makes it 6 months. I should have my 150 hours, and then we can apply for the 1-year visa later. And I was like, you know what? Cool. That sounds like a plan. So that's what I do. But okay. I come to Japan. I start school. And it's just like, okay. I get put in a classroom. Okay. Mind you, I do not speak Japanese. I do not understand Japanese. Okay? Alls I have ever done was self-study. Okay? The only thing I know about the Japanese language is what I have taught myself. Okay? I have a basic understanding of hiragana and katakana. It's just like the bare minimum, okay? It'll take me a minute to figure something out, okay? I can read. I can say it because I know the characters. I understand the alphabet to a point. Not perfect, but I do. You can ask me to read something, and if you give me a minute to figure it out, I will be able to read it. Now, will I understand what I just got finished reading? No. No. So anyway, moving on. I get placed into this classroom. There's about 10 other people that have previous proper education. They already went to school. Okay? These people already understand the Japanese language. I'm not saying they're perfect, but they understand. They speak, they read, they write. Like I said, they have previous educational. They know more than me any damn way. They went to school, whether it be high school or whatever. But anyway, they have been taught. I haven't. Okay? So, they put me in this class, and everybody already understands, everybody speaks, and the teacher just stands in front of the classroom and just speaks in Japanese, which I do not understand. And hours go by, and all the other students understand, and everybody's just like, oh, okay, Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, perfect. And I'm just sitting in the back of a classroom, and it's just like, yeah. An hour and a half has gone by. The teacher has done nothing but stand in front of the class, speaking in Japanese. um, I get no proper explanation. It's just like I'm lost. It's just like I do not speak Japanese. I do not understand what the teacher is saying. But you see, I don't want to be the angry white guy. I don't want to be the angry white man complaining because I don't, you know? I figure I'll just chalk it up, go back to the United States, save up my money, come back, and just give it another try. Only this time in Tokyo. And he's just like, I'm not complaining about my fellow students because I love my fellow students. They are, oh man, they are so amazing. There's this girl that sits in front of me. It's like everybody in the class knows I don't speak Japanese, including the teachers. Okay. Um, but the girl that sits in front of me, whenever the teacher, she's from Hong Kong. Um, whenever the teacher says something, she turns around and she explains to me what the teacher is saying in English. Okay? And then I answer whatever in English and she translates. I love that girl. She's a sweetheart. There's this guy. He's from Singapore. He also speaks English. Um, he, from time to time, turns around and he explains what the teacher is saying, or, pretty much like the girl from Hong Kong. He'll translate, and then I speak to him, and he translates to the teacher. And, we get along just fine. There's this girl that sits right next to me. She's from China. Um, teacher says, teacher's talking. I don't understand what the teacher's saying. I don't understand because I don't. But when the teacher says open up your books, turn to page whatever, I don't understand. Anyway, the girl from China sits next to me. She'll point out, okay, it's this book, and then okay, it's this page. It's chapter 3 or chapter 4, chapter 2, whatever. And okay, I can't complain about my fellow students because I can't. They help me out as best they can, but it's just like I don't want to prevent these other people from furthering their education. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be the guy responsible, holding everybody back. Uh, it's just I don't want to do that. I can't do that. Okay? So it's just kind of like I I'm not happy, but I'm not miserable. Um, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's just I'm happy I'm in Japan. Okay? Whether is a nice town. I've met a lot of extremely nice people. Okay. Um, I am extremely sad that I haven't learned to speak the language. And really, this is what really drew the line. Okay? When you live in this town, everybody's pretty much quiet, everyone's pretty much reserved. And it's just like, okay, it's Japan. What do you want? I knew this coming in. But I've been here almost 6 months. And like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks ago, I was walking down the street. I was just minding my business. And out of the blue, this lady stops me. And she starts speaking to me in Japanese. I can only imagine she was asking for directions or something. And it's just like, you have no idea. You have no idea how bad I felt. It hurt me. It hurt me very bad to have to tell that lady. I had to open up my mouth. And I had to say, I don't speak Japanese. That hurt. It hurt me bad. Okay? Then later on that day, the same day, same day, I went to the convenience store. I just got whatever, I just grab a sandwich, bottle of water, whatever. And then this guy I had never dealt with before. I'd never dealt with him before. He starts speaking to me in Japanese. And he's trying to explain something to me. And it's just like, I don't speak Japanese. Luckily, this girl, I had dealt with her before, plenty of occasions. She speaks English. She was behind the counter, and she came over and she explained to me what he was trying to say in English. So it's kind of like that, though. It's just like, okay, I paid almost $9,000, 9,000 US dollars. Okay? Not to mention any other expenses. Okay, I was here for 3 months. I had to leave. I went to South Korea. I had to stay at a hotel over there. I had to pay for the trip to South Korea, plus the hotel in South Korea, plus the trip back from South Korea. Not even going to include that. But it was just like, I've been in the country for like 5 months. I've been going to this school for 5 months. And I still don't speak the language. It's like, The teachers go and go and go with everybody else in the classroom. I mean, it's easy because they already speak the language. They already understand. They already read. They already write. It's just like, I just get left behind. It's just like, I don't know. It's okay. It's okay. I'll just go back to the United States, make some money, come back to Japan, and take my chances in Tokyo. It's okay. I'm not complaining. I'm not angry. I'm not going to hold a grudge. It's just, it is what it is. It's just Monogatari. It's the story of my life, bro. It's okay.